What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Jazmin J, and we are back with another episode of CCGo, where we're out here in the community talking to people who are doing amazing things, change makers in our community. Today is a special interview because this is not only a guest for today's show, but also a friend. Miss Tabitha, how you doing today, love?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Well, welcome to the show. So before we dig in all the questions and all the things I want to ask you, I know who you are and I know what you do, but let our cultivators out there know, who is Miss Tabitha?
Oh, wow. Today, I'm a Miss Tabitha all the time. Different ones, different versions. But I'm a Louisiana native, residing here in Houston now. So I'm an event designer with Events by Tab.
Come on, Events by Tab, y'all.
Hey.
Top of the top, but y'all gonna see. Y'all about to learn today. All right, so tell us more about Events by Tab and what inspired this new chapter of business, or where you're at right now in your journey.
Okay. So Events by Tab is a full service production company who really specialize in storytelling design. Mm-hmm. I love a good theme party.
Come on, theme. Come on, theme.
Of course, with my Louisiana roots, I consider myself the queen of Mardi Gras towards event design. But really, who I am is curating and elevated experiences, right? Yeah. So anything elevated, sometimes we use the word luxury a little bit loosely.
Yeah.
But anything that's elevated, anything that's storytelling, curated, is my lane.
Yes, I love that. I love that. You know, here at CCN, we're all about storytelling, so I think that's why I passed.
That's why we connect.
Yeah, that's why we connected. So let's talk about event design, because a lot of people haven't heard event design. They just know you have an event or event planners and things like that. So what is the difference between an event planner and event designer?
Right. So it's almost like a bucket. People lump us into being event planners, but they're very, very much different layers, but they use that word interchangeably. Mm-hmm. And so an event designer is a person who creates the atmosphere, who looks at the environment, looks at the space, and able to design visually. An event planner is someone who is heavily on the logistics side, timelines, coordination, dealing with all of those different details, contract review, all of that. That is your event planner.
See, this is knowledgeable, okay? This is educating me, and I've been doing events for a while.
Yes.
So, you know, you talked about curating and giving that elevated experience. Mm-hmm. Why is event design such an important part of the guest experience?
Because that's what you see.
Yeah.
And so I think that they both have an important role. An event planner is definitely a person that you may see throughout an event. Mm-hmm. They're moving around, but I'm the person, I call myself a back of the house worker.
Okay.
And so being a back of the house worker is once a person walks into the room, everything they see is created by me. So it's already done. Okay. So most of the time you don't even see the inner workings of a designer. You just feel it when you walk in the space. Right. And so a lot of times event planners get the credit for what a designer has done. But you do have planners that are designers as well.
Yeah, this is not on here, but I want to ask, so I'm assuming that a great collaboration between an event planner and an event designer would bring a great event together, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Because the event planner is allowing the event designer to just focus on the design and what's curated and what people are going to see and feel, as the planner is coordinating and making sure all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted.
Correct.
Okay. So let's go more into spaces and experiences as we're talking about Events by Tab. Mm-hmm. You often talk about the difference between a venue and a space, right? What do you mean by that? So what is a venue to you and what is just a space?
Right. So when someone is planning an event, they're basing it off of, I need a venue, right? That's one of the things that I've pivoted and changed from.
Okay.
I used to own a venue in Louisiana, and it was all about the venue, which is the location.
Yes.
Right? And location is real estate. And so people talk about the location, but a really great designer focuses on space,
Okay.
not location.
Okay.
So yes, real estate matters, but when you have a dope space, it's a blank canvas.
Right.
You can make it whatever you want it to be. A space is all about a feeling. It's about an environment. It's beyond just the four walls.
Yes.
And that's how I look at location. A location is four walls, but a space is what you created what you created to be.
So how does the right environment change an event? So you're talking about like spaces, but having that right space or the right venue,
Right.
how does that change an event?
So a unique space or a cultivated, curated space,
Yes.
right, changes the conversation. It changes how people feel. It changes all of those things to be able to get more out of what you wanted. So it really depends on the client.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about a client, that's why we listen to our clients. We see we develop what they need. We turn it into how can we make this an immersive type of event, right? The space. And so what that space does is it lends into what you want the outcome to be.
Right.
And so the outcome is what we are concerned about. Did we nail it? Did we hit the mark on what that client really needed?
Yes.
And sometimes clients don't really know what they need.
Definitely. Definitely. Now, when I'm curating my own events, I'm
Yeah.
very hands-on, but when I hire someone to come in and do it, and I just want to be the talent or just the speaker or maybe just the producer behind the
Right,
scenes,
right.
I don't want to make those type of decisions. It's like, I just want to let you know this is what I wanted people to feel when they come.
Right.
Now, it's up to you to curate that. And
That's
even
true.
owning a space, a production studio, we use it as event space as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen so many different designs in here. I guess now that you're breaking it down to me, I can tell when an event designer is a part of it, whether they're just an event planner, because it's so much space and you could do so much with it.
Right.
Right. Okay. So what is some of your favorite spaces to work out of?
Ooh.
Or type of spaces, whether it's outside, indoor.
The beauty of it all is looking at each space and being able to pull out and draw from, this would be dope here.
Yeah.
This would be cool here.
Yeah.
So I don't have a favorite because each client need is different. I just love seeing the transformation.
Yes.
And it's being able to transform that space into exactly what that client desires for it to be.
Definitely.
And so I won't say that I have a favorite, because sometimes you can lean in on a venue and you like, how do I make it look different than the last time?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're always trying to rethink about that thing. And so I just love the storytelling of the client.
Okay. That makes a lot
Not
of
so
sense.
much the space.
So, speaking of the space, though, how important is it to have a space or a venue? Well, really, I'm asking more about the team. So I know you have your own team, but when you are working with a particular space or a venue, how important is it for that team to be on the same page with you to be able to curate
Right.
the desired outcome?
Oh, it's extremely important. So that whole collaboration partnership is extremely important. I generally, if I don't have a relationship with you, or trying to form a relationship to see what's your goal, even as a location, it's going to be it's going to feel just like another event.
Yeah.
It's not going to feel like an experience,
Okay.
right? And I'm all about experiences, right? So experiences are formed and birthed out of relationships.
Yes. No, I agree with that. I agree with that. Okay, so let's talk about immersive events. What attracts you to immersive experiences?
Ooh. So I'm going to have a different answer when we're talking about immersive.
Okay.
Immersive for me is the stewardship over what God has given us.
Okay. Okay.
So what do I mean by that?
Perspective? Right.
All right. So this is what I mean by it. The stewardship of what God has given us is our senses.
Okay.
So the sense of sight, sound, what we hear, taste, what we consume, our spirit, which is our emotions.
Yeah.
And so all of that it's what draws me to immersive. So if you can tap into all of those things, you have a totally different immersive experience, right? So when you walk in a room, what we smell, what you see, what are we eating, what that presentation look like, what that food looks like, does it all go with the total package?
Understood.
So it is important about who your vendors are.
Got you. That leads right into my next question, because I'm sure there's so many different type of vendors that are included, especially when you're doing an immersive event. So how are technology, design, lighting, and storytelling shaping the future of those type of events?
Oh man, I mean, it lends into definitely the whole immersive thing.
Yeah.
And so your lighting is your ambient feel.
Yeah.
Right? And what you want to project in that. Technology is a big one, because now we don't have to imagine, we can see it.
Yep.
And be able to imagine it all at the same time. It was like, oh, I knew that's where they were probably going with it. Or, oh, I didn't see that coming. So it's that whole mystery of playing into, because now we live in a different age, and it is a very driven, technology forward thinking age now, right? And you got social media, and you got this, and everybody trying to one up each other, and everybody trying to get to the next level, and all of these things, right? So now you get to tell a story in different ways.
Yes.
And that's what technology and lighting and storytelling, all of that comes together.
Yes. I actually got to see your catalog and all the different events you've done, which we're going to put that in this episode so y'all can see what she's really talking about. But it blows your mind, just the different things that can be created or designed, and what it was curated, like what it made people feel. It's just amazing. So that takes us into creativity and themed events. So you say you're good for a good themed event, right?
I'm good for the.
What is your favorite part of creating themed experiences?
Ooh, because you get to really dive into and bring it to life. Okay. Right? And so theme events is trying to get as authentically close to what it truly is. Okay. Be it your props, be it your centerpieces. How close can you get to that experience itself, where it feels? So if it's 90s, if it's a 90s party, right? I'm thinking about skaters. Okay. I'm thinking about old hip hop music. I'm thinking about all of that feeling. Sitting on the bus stop, sucking on a lollipop. I mean, I got lollipops. I got a bus stop. I got a stop sign.
You got all that in the event. Nikki, we doing the 90s party, okay? Okay. All right. So can you walk us through how an idea becomes a fully designed experience? So like what's your process? So somebody comes to you, they want to have a themed event.
Right.
How do you go through that?
So first, my process is a consultation. Okay. And so once I consult with you, then I go into brand activations, right? And so be it a branding session, let's sit down, let's hashtag it out. What is it that you really want? What's the vibe you want to walk away with? What do you want people to feel once they are gone?
Okay, they give you all that information.
They give me all of that information.
And then what do you do?
Then I sit with I sit with my other designers, and we brainstorm. And then I bring in the vendors who I know that can make that happen. And then I would sit down with them and have another creative session and say, what you think? And then when we think of something that's like an aha moment, then I'll call the client and be like, listen, I know we said this.
But this is what we're thinking.
But what you think about this?
Yes.
Now, let me tell you, you get the best experience. So as a client, listen, you get the best experience and the best bang for your buck when you allow the person who you have hired to trust the full process.
Yes.
Let them bring that creativity to you. And once they bring that creativity to you, you'll have better than what you imagine, because it's almost like they birthed it.
Yes, that's why I say when I hire somebody, I let them do what they're supposed to do, because that has been my experience. If I've hired someone and they said, okay, I know you want this, like I did an all black party in this particular studio now, and I had a different vision, but my event planner, that's what I knew her as, was like, what do you think about this? When she met with the drape person and the person that was bringing in all the decor,
Right.
she was like, what do you think about this? And I said, you know what? If y'all think it's best, like, I'm
Have
gonna
your
go with
way.
it. Man, I walked in and I was blown away. I had my closest friends with me, and we did like a grand entrance, and it was everything that I imagined for it to be, even though it was different than what I originally,
Right.
talked to her about. So I know I need to get into my next question, but as you were talking about the process you take them through, as an event designer, do you use AI?
Of course.
So how do you use AI within your business?
So, I mean, I love AI. I love AI because AI can only create what your creativity is.
Exactly.
So it's the humanoid, right? So it's the human version of me to say, especially as a creative, I might be over here, I might be over
Everywhere.
there. And then we be, oh, and what about this, right? It's a streamlined process that helps you stay focused and simplify it as much as you can,
Yes.
right? So if you're creative and you're not using AI, you cheating yourself.
There we go. That's what I wanted to come out of that. All right, so let's talk about entrepreneurship and reinvention. So how long you been in business, Miss Tabitha?
Ooh. Okay, so so let me say this. I have been doing events since I was a young girl.
Okay.
So I'd say around 14.
Okay.
And-
So you're not new
And
to
I'm
this.
50 now.
Come on now. Come on, looking good at 50.
And I'm 50 now. But I will say at every moment in your life, it's almost like starting over again.
So that's what I wanted to lead to. Like, how long have you been in business, and how many times have you had to kind of like rebrand or pivot or, do something different, tweak how you were doing things or what you were offering?
I don't know how many times, but I've done it often. But you want to still stay true to who you are, but at every season you should be changing or keeping up with the trends.
Yes.
But still staying true to who you are. Right.
So you just mentioned to everyone that you were 50, and I wouldn't necessarily say starting over, but where you're structuring, where you want to go with your business right now at 50. What has that taught you about purpose and entrepreneurship?
It has taught me a lot.
Okay.
It is different. And let me tell you, pruning hurts.
Oh,
Pruning hurts.
and it's lonely.
And when I tell you, I had to go back in and read some stuff and head back to Proverbs over and over but it's necessary.
Yeah, it's very much so.
It's difficult. It's uncomfortable. But God can't bless stagnation.
Yeah.
And so when you're stagnated and you're not pruning and you're not reshaping and you're not pivoting and you're not doing all of these things, you become stagnated, right?
Yeah.
So you got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
What was that move like for you to come to Houston after
It was difficult.
having a
It wasn't-
venue and like building your business
It
in
was
Louisiana?
difficult. And it was difficult because when you hear the voice of God and he's telling you this is next, you can kick against the brick or you can just flow with it, right? So this was one of the moments I flowed with it. I moved my daughter in her senior year. I moved my daughter going into high school. I was starting over, didn't know people, didn't know how it was going to work out, what the process was. But one thing that I will say, just stand on God's promises.
Yes.
Now, he don't show you the process.
He just make the
Because
promise.
if he showed you the process, you
You'll
probably
leave.
wouldn't
You'll
do
run
it.
away.
Right. You probably wouldn't do it. So
For real,
it's
that's so
just
true.
embracing the process.
Yes.
And as my pastor say, just make it a joyous journey.
Yes.
So yes, I'm not saying it's easy for me now. It's definitely not. I'm still finding and finding my way, and I'm just still trying to feel it out. But you know what? It's been a joyous journey because I met people like her.
Shout out to that.
And so I thank God for synergy.
Yes, I agree. What advice would you give someone who feels they are too late to pursue a dream or to do a pivot?
You ain't never too late. There's no expiration date on dreams until you in the grave.
Yes.
So long as you got breath in your body, pursue anything that you want to pursue. At least try it
Yes.
and do it. And if it's what God has for you, trust the process.
Absolutely.
God don't call, he equip, he equipped the call.
There you go. There you go. So look, as we close out this interview, I want to know, well, first, what do you want people to remember about Events by Tab? But before we answer that, who is your target audience?
My target audience are people who love elevated experiences, who love a good storytelling, who loves to do curated events, who don't want just the basic event, who loves to see their vision come to life. I'm your girl.
Exactly. And do those people need to have a budget for you?
I mean, I would love for them to. People always say they don't have a budget until I hit them with some numbers.
Yep.
So I would like for you to have a budget, but it depends on what you're doing.
Understood.
So if you had two people, you may not need the budget. So if I say, oh, you have to have a starting budget of $20,000, I might not need $20,000 for two people. So
understood.
I would say no, but I want you to be realistic about
what you're
asking
envisioning.
for.
Exactly.
Correct.
Okay. So what do you want people to remember about Events by Tab? Someone that works with you, you do an experience for them. What do you want them to remember? And how do you want them to walk away feeling?
I want them to remember, just live and have fun. Just because it's a process and just because you're working with me, I don't want you to feel like, oh, it's the next business meeting. I want this to be a fun experience for my clients.
Yes.
I want you to go through it and say, she got it. I don't have to worry about it. And I can give input when I need to give input. And just have a good time, because I want you to come to your event not tired.
Exactly.
I want you to come to your event turned up and ready to have a good time.
I know that's right. I know that's right. People who throw events, you know that's exactly what you want to hear. So as we wrap up, I have one last question.
Yes.
But right before that, tell us the type of events you do. I know you do corporate, immersive. Give us a rundown.
Okay, so I do social event, milestone events, weddings, brand activations, corporate events, galas, nonprofits, the whole bucket.
Okay.
I used to call it from birth to death, because I do baby showers and I also do funerals.
Birth to death
Everything
is crazy.
So everything in between.
In between. All
I
right.
got your whole lifetime.
I know that's right. So how can people connect with you and learn more?
Oh, you can connect with me on all my social media platforms, which is Events with an S, Events by Tab, TAB, and you'll find me everywhere just with that name, even on Google, even on my website, eventsbytab.net. So, hey, that's it.
All right. Miss Tabitha, what has been your favorite event in the last 5 years? Just quickly, what's been your favorite event that you've designed the last 5 years?
I love when I do a festival.
Okay.
I love when I do a themed event. So, Mardi Gras or whatever, birthday milestones. Those are my favorites.
Okay, I'm gonna be turning 40 here soon, so expect my call. We're going on a boat though, so you ever designed a yacht?
Yes, ma'am.
I know
Let's
that's
get
right.
it.
I know that's right. All right, y'all. It's been another episode of CCGo with Miss Tabitha with Events by Tab.
Yeah.
This has been a great interview. If you do events or you curate events or know someone that curates events that may need an event designer, please tap in. All her information will be down below. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe, and we'll check y'all out on the next episode. Peace.
Bye.